Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're talking about the Tom Ford Soleil Neige holiday release for 2023. I did not realize that this was a holiday collection. I just saw beautiful items from Tom Ford and I picked them up. So that's today's video. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So in my beautiful little Tom Ford pouch right here, I have the two items that I picked up. I think that I should get into more Tom Ford beauty because I love white and gold, and I'm noticing there's a lot of white and gold going on with Tom Ford. So the first item I got here is the Soleil Neige Eye Color Quad in the shade 01 Lumière d'hiver. This means like holiday lights. That should have been my first inclination and clue that this was a holiday release. So this comes with a white pouch like this, and this one is white and silver, the case. So inside you get a couple of little sponge tip applicators. I like to keep them. I think that they're great. They don't do everything, but they are good for travel and they can be useful when you're doing your makeup. So this is the palette here. Let's see. This is 7 grams of product. It was made in Italy and it has a 12-month expiration date. So this one was, I have my receipt right here. I picked it up in person at Holt Renfrew, and this was 120 Canadian. Now let's do some swatches. So this here is a pretty classic Tom Ford eyeshadow texture. It isn't creamy. You know, they have that new cream formula. This isn't like that. It feels a little bit drier. There are 2 matte and then 2 satin finish eyeshadows in the palette. These are the swatches here. So we have the 2 mattes and the 2 more satiny iridescent finishes here. They're very pretty. I would say that the mattes feel drier than the satin finish. Not terrible. It's just Tom Ford matte shadows tend to have a little dryness in texture and feel, and this is very classic here. I think that this looks promising. Honestly, I purchased it for this color here. This cool toned taupe color is really what drew me in, and so that's how I ended up making the purchase. And then I ended up also getting one of the highlighters because there were 2 highlighters. I got the 01 Rose Irisé, which is like an iridescent pink, but there was more of a golden one available as well. And so this one has the silver case. It has the white little pouch as well. There's no brush with this one here. And this is what it looks like. Soleil Neige, the glow highlighter, 01. So pretty. This one here is 5 grams of product, also made in Italy. And I don't know if it has an expiration date, of course, they all do. For some reason, however, I cannot find the expiration date on this here, but it does expire at some point in the very far distant future. It's interesting that this one here has those ridges. I would expect the eyeshadow to also have ridges to go with the theme. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, to be a little bit extra. I think that these should be matching in their pattern, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and do a swatch of this highlighter here. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy the embellishing. This is what it looks like on the finger here. And I have to say, this is so pretty. It feels so silky. When you just apply it like this with your finger, it feels so silky, so soft, so buttery. And spoiler, I have been wearing this off camera and I love it. Spoiler. So this one has a little bit of a champagne pink shift to it and it's so pretty. So that's all I picked up for this release, but online it says that there's the Soleil Neige perfume, the eau de parfum, that's been around for some time if I'm not mistaken, as well as a shimmering body oil. And then these 3 glosses, I didn't see them, but I also wasn't looking for them. There's number 20, number 8, and then number 24. They look pretty. I think if I was going to get one, I would get one of the first 2, number 20 or 8. Those are just more my hues. But anyway, that's the whole release here for Soleil Neige. It's kind of a funny name, like winter, like sunshine, snow, sun. But anyway, it's very Tom Ford, and very holiday, I guess. So I guess once it's October, it's the holidays. So I think what I'll do is maybe I'll create two different looks today, one on each eye. That way you can get some inspiration on how to use it up. So I think first up, I'm going to go into this beautiful matte cream color. So all the brushes that I'm using, everything that I'm wearing is listed down below. I'm starting off with a BK Beauty 202. I'm just going to tap some here, and I'm going to grab a tissue and tap some of the excess on that tissue. So I'll go with this side first. So this color is pretty light. On some people, this may just come out as like a stark white. I'm going to use it as a soft transition color. And I think I may do one eye more cool and one eye more warm. Now using a Refer 26, it's like a pointed pencil brush. I'm going into the matte brown shade here. And this is very intense, so I'm definitely knocking some off on a tissue. And when you do this, you're also helping to eliminate fallout as well. It's going to remove some of the product on the brush, which is the goal. And this way you won't get fallout. You might still, but not nearly as much as if you just went in directly. I always do my eyes first, but if you're someone who does face first and then eyes, you may want to consider using this method just to make your life a little bit easier. I'm just building it up a little bit here because I do have hooded eyes, so I do want to be able to see it here in the crease. And then I'll use a clean brush. This is the Refer 13, just like a little blending brush. And I'm keeping this brush clean. I'm not going to dip into the dark color with this. This just helps control how intense and how dark this look gets. What I am doing is tapping into the light color here with the blending brush and then going over top of the dark brown just to soften it just a little bit. And this is a way to help blend out the darker color, but without making it look super intense. Taking one of the little sponge tip applicators, I'm going into the dark brown and I'm going to trace it on the lashes here, and then I'll use the opposite side to go into one of the beautiful shimmer colors, because sponge tip applicators can be good for packing on color, especially a shimmer like this. Sometimes when you sweep it, you kind of lose the intensity, but when you just sort of dab it on or stipple it on, you get that, that intensity remains. So just using this here, I'm going to put on a lot of product on this little brush here, and you can see that there's a difference in texture here. This is much softer and this one's much harder. So I'm just going to press it here on the lid. Okay, moving on to the other eye, I'm going back into this light color here. That's sort of our base, and I'm just sweeping it a bit everywhere. I thought maybe that this color would be a little bit more my flesh tone. I mean, it is, it's just a bit lighter. So just keep that in mind as a reference before you buy it. But I kind of like how light it is because it's sort of leaning into the whole neige, like snow look, you know, something cool, something light. It's pretty, it's different. I'm just gonna sweep this all over the lid like this. Taking a BK Beauty 210 brush, I'm going back into the matte color here, but this one I'm just going to place in the crease here, and I'm gonna go pretty lightly. I want to add some definition, but I don't want to make the look too dark. And I'm sort of just stippling this into place. I'm then taking a clean BK Beauty 211 brush, and I'm just going back and forth in a straight line like this, just to blend it out. I want definition, but I want it to be so subtle. Like I don't want it to be as dark as this side here. Let me do a little bit of that on the lashes here, but I'll go back into that light color too on the bottom as well. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use a finger, and I'm packing on this silver taupe color. It's so pretty, and oh yes, it's giving me snow disco ball vibes. So pretty. This to me screams holiday. It's like holiday party, New Year's party, everything, you know. Oh, so pretty. I added some black waterproof eyeliner on both sides and some mascara. I have a sample here of the Traceless Soft Matte Primer. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of that there to do the rest of the face here. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Tom Ford foundation yet, but I was thinking of maybe getting a concealer and then using that as a multi-purpose product, because I do like doing a full face with a concealer to like spot, I was gonna say spot treat, but no, spot conceal and correct and all that jazz. This primer feels really nice. It's almost like a thick gel, and it is giving me like a mattifying blur, like not matte as in like a drying your skin out, but just it's sort of blurring a little bit, and it's not very shiny or iridescent. So if you don't want like a glowy, like too glowy of a look, I think this would be a good primer, because the eyeshadow look itself is quite luminous and iridescent, and maybe you don't want a full face of disco ball. I quite understand that. I'm gonna go into a concealer. This is my Clé de Peau concealer in the shade Almond, and I'm just going to strategically place some. The brush that I'm using here for the concealer is the Sephora brand. It's like Sephora brand number 57. You can tell how well loved this is because I've rubbed off like almost all the lettering. But sometimes Sephora brand brushes are really good. I love the Sephora brand foundation brush, which is what I just used before, just to blend out the primer. And this is the 57 for the concealer. It's a great one. They're good. I haven't tried as many Sephora brand eyeshadow brushes. I've stuck to mostly face, but the face brushes that I've tried, I really like. I think next from Tom Ford, I should try one of their concealers and then maybe get into more lip products. Like I think their glosses look really nice. I have a bronzer that I love. I have a couple of blushes. So yeah, I think that's what I need to get into next with Tom Ford. Tell me what else I should try. Maybe their mascara. What's it called? Like emotion proof or something? It's supposed to be good. Okay, moving on to bronzer. I have the Terra bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers. And again, I love, 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 love white and gold. It's just, I think it's so fresh. And the Terra bronzer is so pretty. I feel like people talk about the Terra bronzer, but not as much as they should. In my opinion, this bronzer should get way more love than it does. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I mean, it's a holiday look, but it's still October, and you know, maybe you went away for the holidays, somewhere warm. I wish that for you. I'm just going to place a little bit here, and just a little bit. It'll mix a little bit with my blush as well. Now, I have one of the older blushes from Tom Ford called Wicked. It's like super pink. I don't think I'm gonna wear it today. I'll give you a swatch here. That's what it looks like. I can give you a swatch of Terra as well, you know, while we're here. Somewhere, running out of real estate. Okay, I'm putting it underneath the highlighter. So that's Terra. It's so pretty. I love it. And then the blush that I'm actually going to use is going to be number 5, Sun Drunk. This is one of the new duo ones. So this one here, you can mix both together for like an illuminating blush, but I think I'm just gonna go into the blush. I'll give you a swatch of both, but I have my highlighter that I actually want to use. I forgot that they're both matte. When I saw the illuminate, I thought maybe it was like a blush and highlighter. It's more just that you have a light and dark blush mixed together. So I think I'll use a little bit of the darker one because it's a bit more pinky, and I think that's going to go better because the lighter one is more orange and coral, and I don't think that's for today's look. I'm just strategically picking up some of this one here. That blush brush was the Refer 05. Now let's go into the best part of this collection, in my opinion. The number one Rose Irisé highlighter. It is so pretty. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 110 brush. It's so pretty. It's just the perfect amount of highlighter. It gives you glow, but it's so natural. It's so light in texture. It's very fine. It almost melts into the skin, like if it was a cream or a liquid highlighter. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the soft level of iridescence. And listen, I'm not even a highlighter girl. Highlighter is almost always the one category that I skip, but there's something about this. It's so buttery. It literally just dissolves like velvet, like the softest, finely milled powder. Ugh, it's so pretty. It's soft, it's subtle, it's so pretty. And it has just, it's pink, but not really. Like it's very, very subtle. Super pretty. And the highlighter was 120 as well. So they were both 120, which I was surprised by, but it's Tom Ford. What can I say? Okay, let me do something for the lips. Unfortunately, I do not have a Tom Ford lip product to go with this look. So I'm going to use a YSL number 15. Yeah, number 15 Candy Glaze. It's a nude. I think a nude is going to be most appropriate to go with two separate eye looks. Okay, now that we have a full face completely done, please let me know which look do you prefer, look number 1 or look number 2. I think they're both pretty. I am partial because, you know, I came up with both, but please feel free to vote down below. There's no wrong answer. It's just a question of preference. For me, which one do I prefer? This one is very pretty. I like just the little smoky in the corner, a little cat eye action, but I love this side here. I love the cool taupey hue. I think it's very pretty. It's giving frosted winter vibes. I think they're both pretty, but I think I prefer look number 2 personally because I was drawn to this color here. And so this color here paid off. It did exactly what I wanted to. This here is super dark, super intense. It has a lot of payoff. I did, you know, blend it out a lot, but this packs a lot of punch. This is a great little transition shade. This shade is the best ever. I love it so much. This one is good as well, but I find that I think it's pretty, but I think it has a slight more topper quality to it. You know, Tom Ford has a lot of topper shades that are, I don't know if sparse is the right word, but they're just not as dense. And it has, I feel like this here has more glitter to it. Like you can sort of see the sparkle more, whereas this just looks more like a seamless iridescence. However, I'm very happy with this purchase. I think it's very pretty. I think it's different. It is holiday, but it doesn't exactly scream holiday. You can, you know, create a narrative in your mind to like how you could wear this for holiday season, how it could fit that mood, but I just think it's very pretty. I love seeing cool tones for eyeshadows. If you want something cool, you can do that. And look, I put this here. That's this here, the dark matte. If you blend it out very lightly with that light color, it starts to go into cool territory. So it's very versatile. If you have any inclination or inkling for something neutral towards cool leaning, I would say get this palette here. And the highlighter, I cannot rave enough about this. I mean, look at how pretty it is. And again, this is not typically the type of product that I run for, but once I touched it, I was like, oh, it not only does it feel gorgeous when you blend it with your fingertips, but just the application just looks so pretty. So yeah, for me, the Tom Ford Soleil Neige is a big oui, a big hit for myself. super happy that I happened to stumble upon it in a store. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Have you picked it up yet? I think this is a very new release. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more tutorials with this and other products. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do. Double check that you're subscribed. Double check that you're still subscribed. And hit your notification bell so you can get notified when I post videos. I create a lot of tutorials. I mix and match a lot of new and old collections. So you're going to see this reused in the near future with other releases, and it's going to help you use your makeup at home. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.